Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Norristown High School Gymnasium. Tonight's game between the Eagles of Norristown and the Knights of North Penn. These are the voices of the Eagles, Jim Nelson and Frank Winkle, and tonight's game should be a good test for the Eagles. But Frank, before we talk about tonight's game, we've talked at various times this year about some of the concerns that a coach has in getting his team ready. But one of the biggest concerns that we haven't touched upon is the eligibility issue. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, Jim, just for our fans, the current PIAA regulation is that for a player to be eligible to participate in high school athletics, he must be passing 4 major courses. Now, the average student takes 7 courses during a school day or during a semester, so he must be passing 4 of those to be eligible. However, Norristown, to its credit, has a much stiffer regulation. Although a student is taking 7 courses, at Norristown, if he is failing more than 1, he is not eligible to participate. And you have to give Norristown credit for that. It's a much stiffer requirement than the state as a whole. And, you know, Coach Cresswell, it's caused him problems at times. You have to admit it.
Yeah. I think one of the things that has always bothered me about the PIAA, their eligibility standard, is that a player could play for 3 years and still be very short of graduation credits.
Right. The PIAA requirement is not strict enough. And as I said, you've got to give Norristown credit. No school, I know of no other school in the area as strict as Norristown when it comes to eligibility. And I might say, John Cresswell, when it comes to keeping players and cutting players, he has to watch out for this. He's very reluctant to keep a borderline student because he knows when the big games come up, the man has to be there. So he can't keep someone that he thinks is going to disappoint him later in the season, fail a couple courses. You only have to fail 2 at Norristown and you're ineligible, and he knows this could hurt him in the long run. And I know in past years, I'm not speaking for this year, but I know in past years he has cut ball players who had outstanding talent, but he knew he would not be able to depend upon them academically.
Now this becomes particularly important as the Eagles start getting ready for district competition, where you want every player to be eligible and you want them on hand. Let's take a look for a moment, Frank, at tonight's game. The Eagles come off some pretty impressive games. They're averaging 96 points over the last 4 games. They've lost only once this year. They can clinch their division title tonight, and they're the 4th-ranked team in southeastern Pennsylvania. A pretty heady performance for the Eagles this year. Coming in to visit are the Knights from North Penn, bringing a 12-7 record. Some good wins over William Tennant for one, Pennsbury and Lansdale Catholic. And with an athlete in the backcourt, Brian Lee, who will be wearing number 13 tonight, who this last week was named the Suburban Athlete of the Week for his performances last week when he scored 31 and 34 points. I talked to Coach Cresswell before the game. His team has set some goals, and the goals are pretty heady ones. He would like to see them win 9 games in a row. That would give them the District 1 championship. So you know that already, even though there are 3 games left, and there is nothing wrong with this, the Eagles have some goals that are a little bit far-sighted. The Eagles have shown the potential to take a player or a high scorer out of the game. So Lee coming in with his point total last week, we certainly have to be aware of the fact that Norristown can take him out of the game if they want to. We've seen them do that in the past. What kind of things do you expect to see tonight, Frank?
Well, Jim, to be honest, Norristown is a better team. For North Penn to win tonight, they're going to have an exceptionally good night, and Norristown a somewhat off night. I expect Norristown to do just what they've been doing because you go with what you're winning with, and that is they're going to run the basketball. They'll probably go to the press the whole length of the floor, try to do what they've been doing, which is tire out the opposing team in the first quarter and then just leave them in their dust. Now, to counter this, I think North Penn is going to have to play some kind of a zone, slow the game down, and have an exceptionally good night, especially shooting from the outside.
All right. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, just a few moments for tip-off and also for a very special award to one of the Eagles ball players. Like to give you the starting lineups for tonight's game for the North Penn Knights. At the guards, number 13, their leading scorer, 5'10" senior Brian Lee. And also number 23, the son of the head coach, 6-foot guard Joe Heyer. The center will be 6'5", number 43, Roger Spencer. And at the forwards, number 51, 6'3" Justin Cobb. And number 15, 6'2" Chad Shaw. The Knights bring a fair amount of height, probably one of the taller teams that the Eagles have faced this year. And it will be interesting to see whether North Penn can rebound with Norristown. For the Eagles tonight, it will open with their starting lineup that we've seen all year long. Number 13, Howard Flowers, and number 32, Dana Johnson. Jeff Thompson, one of the Eagles' very fine players this year, is being presented an award by the athletic director, George Ortlip. Jeff recently went over the 1,000 point mark for his 3-year career. Certainly a singular honor and one that not many high school players can arrive at. Jeff has to feel very pleased, and Coach Cresswell certainly is proud to have this young man on his team, and he is somebody who is going to be sorely missed as this team moves on next year, not only for his scoring, but also for his rebounding and his defensive abilities, which have helped Norristown time and time again during the last 3 years. This is not an award that we have seen that many previous Eagle players get, so it certainly is a special honor. And as I said, Jeff should feel very proud. And there he goes over to the sidelines to put it into the hands of someone, and hope Jeff has a good night tonight. The other Eagle starters, as I said, it will be...
I want to get this. Jim, before you start that, I want to get that sign on the wall. If our camera will pick up that sign, the players from the middle school are here tonight as guests. That was the Norristown cheerleaders singing the Star-Spangled Banner. That's slowly becoming a tradition here at the games. As I was saying just before they started, they have invited the basketball teams from the 3 Norristown middle schools here tonight for tonight's game. And that banner on the wall over there, I'm not sure who made it, but that was to honor the middle school basketball players.
Okay, again, starting for the Eagles, number 13, Howard Flowers, number 32, Dana Binky Johnson, wearing number 42 tonight, Binky Johnson. Number 33, Priest Ramsey, jumping center. And number 40, Jeff Thompson, the recipient of the 1,000 point honor. And number 41, Mike Evans, up front. Should be a challenge tonight. The Knights have been an up and down team. Tip-off controlled by Norristown. Johnson on the drive. Reverse layup from the right-hand side, and Eagles break to a quick 2-0 lead. It'll be interesting tonight, Frank, to see whether or not the Eagles take a while to get started. Remember in their other games.
Well, they're off to one of the fastest starts I've seen.
Because the pass up court, 51 Justin Kolb on the dribble, round behind his back, short jumper, knocked out of bounds by Thompson. And again, to set the lineup, it's number 13 Lee, number 15 Shaw, number 23, Higher, number 43, Roger Spencer, and number 51, Cobb. There goes out the ball to Higher. Ball in the hands of number 43, Spencer, 6'5", and he is a tall ball player, makes the jump shot. Eagles leading 4-2 with just under 7:30 left here in the first period. And this is, Frank, we have not seen a lot of scoring early on in many of the Eagles games.
No, I was surprised the way Norristown got those 2 quick baskets. That's something new.
Flowers on the dribble over to Johnson. Johnson to Evans. Evans with a jump shot. Hit strong off the rim. Rebound up controlled by Cobb. Ball in the hands of Cobb, moving up court, not wasting any time. To the basket, looks outside for Lee. Lee with a 3-pointer, up off the rim, no good. There's Spencer again, ball is blocked. Looked by Johnson. Ramsey with a control, over to Thompson. Thompson slows it down, tries to hit Johnson, almost a steal by Chad Shaw, but he just lost his balance on the sideline.
It's a very alert North Penn team. Again, it'd be interesting to see if they can keep up the pace that Norristown sets.
Flowers inbounds to Evans, ball in the hand of Johnson, outside. Underneath to Ramsey. Ramsey with a jumper, loses the ball. Thompson controls, moves in for the layup, strong off the rim. And Cobb, battling under the board, gets the rebound. Over to Higher, who will move the ball up court with Johnson picking him up. Ball in the hands of Lee. Flowers playing Lee up high. Lee on the move, stops, looks for the jump shot. Flowers right there. Cobb on the fake, Thompson up, Cobb on the drive. Under, makes the shot. Strong move to the board by Justin Cobb.
Nice move by Cobb on that play. Norristown is playing man-to-man defensively. North Penn looked like they were in a 2-1-2 zone. It was hard to tell that they didn't stay in it long enough to see what was going on.
That last foul was on Evans, his first. Cobb will be shooting one. Shot is up and good. And one thing we noticed in the JV game, Frank, the North Penn foul shooters were excellent. This carries over to the varsity. The Eagles do not want to get into a close game where foul shooting is going to decide the issue. Evans on the drive, strong move, off Evans for the rebound, underneath battling. Ball given over to the North Penn Knights. Shaw underneath, will inbounds, looks for Lee, throws the ball away. Ramsey controls to Johnson, and there's a foul on Shaw.
That's a foul. You could hear the smack from here. I don't know why he's complaining. It was one of the most obvious fouls you would see.
Shaw on his back on that inbound pass, and that's a frustration foul. He had lost, well, there it goes, the inbound pass stolen. Cobb on the break, over to Higher. Higher up for the layup, good. North Penn 7, Norristown 4. Ball in the hands of Johnson. North Penn falling back. And Frank, let's watch this North Penn defense. They might be playing a triangle of 2, playing Flowers and Johnson. I think that's what they're doing, playing Flowers and Johnson all over the court.
That's exactly what they're doing. And of course, the weak spot has to be the man in the middle. For one reason, he's rather short.
There goes Johnson, looks for the jumper, doesn't have it. Flowers from outside, no good, strong off the board. Ramsey battles, but leads. Smallest man on the court, gets the rebound, moves up court, finds Higher. Higher with a jump shot from the right side, no good. Rebound, up and around, no good by Spencer. And there goes Ramsey on the dribble. Ramsey moving all the way, and there's a reach-in foul by Joe Higher of North Penn. And again, I don't think Ramsey is the man that you want dribbling that ball down court. You want it in the hands of Flowers or Johnson to trigger the transition game.
And number 13, Brian Lee for North Penn, he has to be the weak spot in that defense. He's trying to play men a foot taller than he is.
There's Dana Johnson on the dribble, moving strong to the basket. Good move, but there was the block by Cobb. Back in the hands of Johnson, finds Thompson with a strong move. Left-hander, no good. Evans and Ramsey battling underneath, lose the ball. Thompson back with a turnaround jump. Good, nice shot, Jeff Thompson. And there were the Eagles battling off the boards to get that extra shot. North Penn still leads by 1, the Knights, with 4 minutes and 27 seconds left. Shaw controlling up high, Evans out to play him. Shaw looks underneath, ball stolen by Thompson. Spin move, gets it to Johnson. Johnson underneath with a drive, yes, by Binky Johnson.
Jim, there's an example of what Thompson's been doing all year. Norristown was looking pretty bad there for a while. They needed something to pick them up. Thompson has 2 great plays right in a row to do it.
The ball in the hands of Lee. Good fake. Johnson in the air. Spin move. And there's a foul. That was Brian Lee on the drive. Foul by Thompson. That is his first.
But you could see Norristown was certainly getting their share of the rebounds under their basket, and they just weren't putting the ball in. Thompson just puts up a nice, smooth little shot. Then he makes a great steal, and it just has to pick the team up.
Lee with the first shot up and good. Nice, easy motion. And again, I think we can expect to see North Penn hitting their foul shot. Second shot up, good. The Knights of North Penn back into the lead by 1, 9-8. 3 minutes and 54 seconds left. Evans on the drive. Strong off the board. Rebound battle. Ramsey controlling with a fake. Up. The ball is good. Foul on Roger Spencer of North Penn. And that time it's Priest Ramsey battling underneath to get that rebound. Puts it back up. And the shot is good.
And it looks like North Penn came to play.
So far, no question
about
about that.
No one's told them about Norristown's reputation. They're out there to play basketball.
Well, their coach, Joe Heyer, said before the game that he was quite pleased with the year that they had had so far, that his team had lived up to his expectation. An up-and-down team, some nice wins, some losses that they perhaps did not expect. Norristown's press, battling with North Penn underneath. Eagles are now up by 2, 11-9 as Ramsey made that foul shot. Shaw on the dribble against Flowers. There goes the double team, finds Cobb, the open man. Long jumper up, strong off the rim. Thompson with another rebound. Finds Johnson. Good move, called for walking. And Frank, there was a very smart play by Chad Shaw of North Penn. He gave Thompson the one step that you have to have, but Johnson didn't know what to do because when he turned around, there's a player right in his face, and he walked.
Well, they seem like a very intelligent ball club. They seem like they know what they want to do out there.
Well, Heyer, coached at LaSalle for a while as an assistant, I believe, so he's had some good training. There's a steal by Norristown. We've seen that so often. Johnson over to Flowers. Flowers looks underneath, finds Ramsey, fakes a shot, goes up, partially blocked by Spencer. Thompson on the rebound, battling for the ball. Evans comes out with it, over to Thompson with a jump shot. Strong, didn't hit a thing. And here comes Shaw the other way. North Penn with the ball. Shaw looks, finds Lee. Johnson playing Lee. Pass goes to Shaw. Quick move. Nice move by Cobb. Shot is no good. Strong off the board. And there's Johnson. Ball is lost, and it's Shaw with a control. Shaw with a long jumper. Yes, 3-point Shaw shot for Chad Shaw. North Penn back into the lead, 12-11. With 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And that was in a sloppy exchange, Frank, on the part of both teams.
Yeah, Norristown looks somewhat confused out there at the moment. Although they are getting their shots, they're just not putting the ball in the bucket.
There goes the ball again. That was Evans, lost control. Here comes Lee in the dribble, looks up court, finds Cobb. Cobb looks for Spencer underneath, but feeds outside high to Lee. Lee on the dribble, quick move. Ball to Heyer. Heyer on the dribble, out to Shaw. Shaw looked as though he had some rooms, almost on the drive, back outside to Heyer. And North Penn now slows the ball down a little bit. There's Johnson. We're going to have a foul on number 42, Binky Johnson. Hits Shaw on the arm.
Jim, North Penn's offensive strategy seems to be keep everybody out from under the bucket. Bring all the Norristown players out, and then somebody make a quick run for the bucket and hope to get a pass to it. Or if not, take a shot from the outside and collapse on the bucket.
Shaw will inbound right in front of Coach Cresswell. Sorry, Frank, there.
That's all right.
Finds Heyer. Heyer underneath the Spencer, out to Lee. Lee looking for the three-point with a fake on the drive. No good. Gets the rebound, turns with a jumper up, and good. And that's Brian Lee, 5'10" guard for North Penn. 3-point lead for the visitors. Simmons over to Flowers. Flowers finds Simmons. Simmons will launch a three-pointer. Strong off the rim, Heyer on the rebound. Here he comes up court. Finds Cobb. Cobb on the drive. There's Thompson. forced him to take a bad shot. Nice defensive play by Jeff Thompson. Johnson on the move, all the way, going into the basket with a layup. Yes, nice move, coast to coast. Binky Johnson makes it 14-13. Shaw quickly up court. Finds Higher on the turnaround jumper, yes. North Penn by 3, Knights still in the lead. Norristown quickly back, Flowers on the dribble. Ball reached in by Lee, takes the ball from him. Looks up court, finds Higher. Higher turns, but Ramsey is right there. Higher on the left-hand dribble. Coming up court. There goes Higher, nobody's playing him. He moves up to the foul line, jumper, good. And there's just a bad defensive play for Norristown. No one knew who had him.
Leave somebody open at the top of the key, they're going to shoot the basketball.
There goes Louis Simmons. Simmons with the ball on the dribble. Norristown might hold for the last shot. Ball in the hands of Johnson. Johnson on the move, looking for a shot. Goes back to Thompson. Thompson launches the jumper, yes. 18-15, Knights of North Penn, and they'll be perfectly content. Very fast first period. And so far, Frank, the Knights look impressive. They are more than holding their own here with Norristown.
Yeah, they've handled the press pretty well, and I can see their offensive strategy. It's keep Norristown's big men away from the basket. Since Norristown is playing man-to-man, the North Penn players are coming out away from the basket, and they're playing what's generally called a one-on-one offense. You pull everyone away from the basket, and then the man with the ball has his man one-on-one to try to make the score. And it's been pretty effective so far.